1, 2, 3, test. On the mound tonight for your Victoria Generals is going to be Matthew Swick from Blinn Community College. So once again, that's Matthew Swick on the mound for the Generals. First batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be number 3, Cameron Dobbs. So Swick on the mound, Dobbs the first batter up. And we're about to begin here at Riverside Stadium. Generals currently holding on to a 3-game win streak, tying back all the way to the last series of a sweep with the Cane Cutters, and then last night's victory solidified the 3rd game. Generals will be back in action here tomorrow night at Riverside Stadium as the Cane Cutters come to Victoria. So about to begin here in Victoria. First pitch of the game from Matthew Swick to Cameron Dobbs is going to be in there for strike 1. So the count now 0-1 here to Cameron Dobbs. Pitch on the way from Swick is going to be hit into center field, and the center 2-0 count to Patton. Pitch on the way from Swick will be fouled back. The count now moves to 2-1. Xavier Moore, the batter on deck for the Texas Marshals. 2-1 pitch coming on the way to Patton from Swick will be fouled off, and the count even at 2. Two count to Nathan Patton. So after the foul ball by Patton, the count remains full at 3-2. Xavier Moore, the batter on deck. 3-2 pitch coming on the way from Swick is going to be inside, missing for ball 4. And Nathan Patton will be down at first with the walk. Catcher Marshall Skinner actually went to throw the ball to third base as he thought it was strike 3. But Patton will be on first with the walk, and the next batter up here for the Marshals is going to be Xavier Moore. Runner on first base, 1 out for Moore. First pitch on the way, big swing and a miss, is going to be fouled back for strike 1. Xavier Moore last night hit a solo home run for the Marshals and helped tie the game up. Big reason why the game went to extra innings. So an 0-1 count here to Xavier Moore. So after the base hit there by Moore, after it gets off the glove of the shortstop Johnson, runners on first and second, 1 out. Here for the next batter up, Jordan Hollins. Swick looks over to second base. First pitch coming on the way. It's going to be inside, missing for ball 1. So Xavier Moore reaches first on the base hit, and the Marshals runners on first and second here for Hollins. As a quick time here by Hollins. A 1-0 pitch coming on the way. Swick looks over to second at Dobbs, as this one's going to be popped up. Clear into the outfield. It's going to carry back, clear to the wall, and this one is gone. And that's going to be a 3-run home run for Jordan Hollins here in the top of the first inning. And the Marshals quickly gain a 3-0 lead. So Jordan Hollins hits one just carrying over that left field wall, and was still 1 out here in the top of the first inning. The Marshals lead 3-0. So a quick time here for Michael Oros to talk to the home plate umpire. The next batter up for the Marshals after the 3-run home run by Jordan Hollins. Jared Free steps in. Still only 1 out in the inning. And the Marshals striking quick here at Riverside Stadium. Looks like we're having a conversation between the two umpires, trying to get something figured out. Once again, Jordan Hollins takes Matthew Swick over the left field wall. And the Marshals lead 3-0. So once again, Jared Free, the next batter up here for the Marshals. First pitch on the way to Free. It's going to be in there for strike one. So an 0-1 count here to Jared Free. Pitch coming on the way from Swick, off speed pitch, will miss down and away for ball one. 1-1 count to Free. As this one is going to be fouled over to the right side to move the count to 1-2. Bryce Donovan, the batter, on deck for the Marshals. Still only 1 out here in the top of the first. 1-2 pitch on the way to Free, off speed, will miss just outside. Looked like it should have been strike three. Fans booing here at Riverside Stadium. That one was really close. But the count now even at 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way from Swick will miss outside, and the count now full. Full 3-2 count here to Jared Free, as Free's going to foul this one off the mask of Skinner. Full 3-2 count to Free. No runners on base, 1 out here in the top of the first. 3-2 pitch off speed will be in there for strike three, and that's going to be a strikeout for Matthew Swick as Jared Free goes down looking. So the next batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Bryce Donovan after the strikeout by Jared Free, as the first pitch from Swick will be in there for strike one. So the 0-1 pitch coming on the way. Big swing and a miss by Donovan, and the count now 0-2. 0-2 count, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Marshals lead 3-0. 0-2 pitch coming on the way from Swick. Big swing and a miss for strike three, and the second straight strikeout for Matthew Swick. But the Marshals get a 3-run home run by Jordan Hollins and now lead 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back with Generals Baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the first inning. Marshals holding a 3-0 lead over the Generals. As the first pitch to Reese Johnson, the newly acquired General. First pitch of Johnson's Generals career is a base hit. So the shortstop, Reese Johnson, is going to be on with the base hit. And the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals will be the left fielder, Luis Vargas. So Vargas steps up to bat. Johnson, the runner, on first. First pitch on the way to Vargas. Big swing and a miss for a foul ball. On the mound tonight for the Texas Marshals is going to be Tanner Knowles. Tanner Knowles playing his college ball right here in Victoria at the University of Houston, Victoria. Has an 0-1 count here to Luis Vargas. 0-1 pitch on the way. Will be in there for strike two, and the count now sits at 0-2. Center fielder Michael Williams in the on-deck circle. Luis Vargas hitting .303 on the season, as a pickoff attempt from Knowles to Johnson is not going to be successful. Count sits 0-2 here to Vargas. Pitch on the way from Knowles is going to be grounded foul. And Luis Vargas remains alive. So once again, game 2 of a 2-game series here between the Marshals and the Generals. Generals taking game 1 last night in extra innings. 0-2 pitch on the way to Vargas is going to be grounded over to the third baseman. This could be 2. Throw over to first as the throw to second is successful, but Vargas beats it down the line. But Johnson is thrown out at second base. First. Pickoff attempt from Knowles to Vargas is going to get off the glove of Moore at first. And Vargas is going to head all the way around to third base. Throw from Moore over to third is not going to be in time. And Luis Vargas is going to hustle around all the way to third base after the bad throw. So Tanner Knowles tries to pick off Vargas at first. Gets past the glove of Moore. And Vargas moves all the way around to third base here for Williams. Michael Williams, the batter, hitting .345 on the year for the Generals. And a base hit would score Vargas. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. First pitch from Knowles is going to be in there for strike 1. Fans here at Riverside Stadium thinking that one could have been a little too low. .0-1 count to Williams. Check swing by Williams. They're going to say he did not go, and the count moves to 1-1. So once again, Vargas the runner on third base. Michael Williams the batter. Marshall Skinner the batter on deck. 1-1 pitch from Knowles. We fouled off to the left side. And the count moves to 1-2. So a 1-2 count here to Michael Williams. One-two pitch is going to miss outside from the off-speed pitch from Knowles to even things up at 2. Free ticket night here tonight at Riverside Stadium. Sponsored by Caterpillar, as the 2-2 to Williams is going to be fouled over towards the Marshals dugout, and the count remains 2-2. Generals back in action tomorrow night once again, playing here at home against the Cane Cutters for a 2-game series. 2-2 count to Williams. Pitch on the way from Knowles, fouled back right in the same spot. Michael Williams making it tough here for Tanner Knowles. Still only one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Marshals lead 3-0. 2-2 pitch is going to miss outside, and the count now full at 3-2. Once again, Marshall Skinner, the batter, on deck. Luis Vargas, the runner, on third. 3-2 pitch coming on the way from Knowles is going to get off the glove of the catcher, and that's going to be a run for the Generals as Vargas comes home on the bad pitch by Knowles. The game now sits at 3-1 Marshals, and Michael Williams will be down to first base. So after Williams draws the walk and Vargas comes home on the bad pitch, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Marshall Skinner, the catcher. Bottom of the first here at Riverside Stadium. First pitch to Skinner is going to be grounded over to the shortstop. Throw to second will be in time. Throw to first is not going to be in time as Skinner is going to beat it down the line. But Williams is going to be thrown out at second base. Next batter up here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first is going to be the designated hitter Dominic Cox. 0-1 pitch to Cox is going to be swung on. They're actually going to say it was a check swing, but it's going to be in there for strike 2. And the count now sits at 0-2. Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. And the count sits at 0-2 to Dominic Cox. Pitch on the way from Knowles will miss outside for ball 1. Dominic Cox hitting .219 on the year for the Generals. 1-2 pitch coming on the way. He's going to miss down and away to move the count now to 2-2. Two count to Dominic Cox. Skinner, the runner, on first, as that one will miss inside for ball 3, and the count now full. Full 3-2 count. Pitch on the way to Dominic Cox is going to be down and away, missing for ball 4. And Dominic Cox climbs his way out of an 0-2 count and is going to be down to first with the walk. Next batter up now for the Generals with runners on first and second is going to be the right fielder Chase Evans. First pitch on the way to Chase Evans will be in there for strike 1. Fans not liking that call once again. The count now sits at 0-1. Oh, pitch coming on the way to Evans is going to be a little inside. Chase Evans having to dodge out of the way of that one. Count now sits at 1-1 to Evans, as Dominic Cox, the runner, on first, Skinner, the runner, on second. Kyle Boudreau in the on-deck circle. One count here to Evans. Pitch on the way from Knowles is going to be popped up over to the right side. The first baseman, Moore, is going to run under this one, and that's going to be the third out of the inning as Evans flies out into foul territory. So we're going to head to the top of the second inning. Generals get a run, but still trail the Marshals 3-1. We'll be right back with Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the second inning. Marshals lead the Generals 3-1. First batter up here is going to be Joaquin Ballesteros, as the first pitch will be in there. 4-1 from Matthew Swick. So an 0-1 pitch coming on the way to Ballesteros. Off speed's going to get off the glove of Swick. Boudreaux cannot get a handle on the ball. And Ballesteros is going to be down to first base. So Ballesteros down to first after the gloved miss there by Boudreaux. And the next batter up now for the Texas Marshals is going to be Cameron Keller, as the first pitch will be in there for strike one. So Cameron Keller, the batter, throw over to first, and the pickoff attempt from Matthew Swick will not be successful. Jacob Rains, the batter, on deck for the Marshals. And the count sits 0-1 here to Keller, as the 0-1 is going to miss down and away to even things up at 1-1. 1-1 count here to Cameron Keller, as Keller is going to hit this one over, just foul over at right field. Would have been a good hit if it would have been fair, as it looked like it would have been a long run over there in right for Chase Evans. And nonetheless, the ball goes foul, and the count now 1-2. One-two count to Keller. Ballesteros, the runner, on first. 1-2 pitch off. Speed will miss outside. Skinner thinking about throwing down to first, as Ballesteros getting a big lead over there on first. Count now sits at 2-2. Pitch on the way from Swick's going to be hit up the middle to Boudreaux. This could be two. Steps on the bag, throws over to first. An easy double play. Kyle Boudreaux redeems himself with the double play, and there's now 2 outs here in the top of the second. So the double play by Boudreaux, and with 2 outs now in the top of the second, and the next batter up for the Marshals is going to be Jacob Rains. First pitch on the way to Rains from Swick will be bouncing away for ball 1. Back to the top of the order we'll go for the Marshals as Cameron Dobbs in the on-deck circle. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss by Rains, and we're all even up at 1. One count to Jacob Rains. Pitch coming on the way from Swick will be popped up over to the left side, and the shortstop Reese Johnson will run under it for the 3rd out of the inning. So we'll head to the bottom of the second. Generals trail the Marshals 3-1. We'll be right back shortly with Victoria Generals baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the second inning. Marshals lead the Generals 3-1. As the first pitch to Kyle Boudreaux is going to be grounded over the shortstop Dobbs, but the throw over to first is going to be in time for out number 1. So Boudreaux grounds out to the shortstop Cameron Dobbs, and the next batter up now for the Victoria Generals is going to be the first baseman tonight, Giancarlo Servin. So Servin steps in with 1 out. Pitch on the way from Knowles. Will miss outside for ball 1. So Giancarlo Servin last night hitting the walk-off base hit that gave the Generals the win in extras. Playing his college ball at Texas A&M Kingsville, as the 1-0 pitch from Knowles will be in there for strike 1. Count sits even at 1-1. Here to Servin. 1-1 pitch on the way. This one's going to be popped up in the infield, but it's going to get over the fence, over off the one of the umbrellas on the beer deck. So Xavier Moore, the batter. The first pitch to Moore is going to get past the glove of the third baseman Jones, and the runner is going to be held at third. But Xavier Moore is going to be on with the base hit. And the Marshals now with runners on first and third base. So the next batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Jordan Hollins, who had the 3-run home run in the top of the first. Runners on the corners here for Hollins. First pitch coming on the way to Hollins. Hollins looking to bunt here, but he's going to foul that one back for strike 1. Count now sits at 0-1 here to Jordan Hollins. So now there will be 2 outs. First and third base here for Free. First pitch coming on the way to Free from Swick at 2-0. Count to Jared Free. Runner is going to take off for second. It's Moore. Moore turning on the burners and getting down to second with the easy stolen bag. So now the Marshals with runners on second and third. 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Jared Free, the batter, 2-0 count. Quick time here by Skinner, who's going to go out and talk to his pitcher, Matthew Swick. So the Marshals hold a 3-1 lead here over the Generals in the top of the third inning. The Marshals had a 3-run home run by Jordan Hollins to add their 3 runs to the board, and the Generals added 1 in the bottom of the first after the bad pitch scored Luis Vargas. 2-0 count to Jared Free. Pitch on the way from Swick to Free, off speed, will be in there for strike 1. The count now at 2-1. Matthew Swick tonight, 2 2/3 innings pitched there down the right field line, as it looks like the ball bounced under the fence. Very, very close play over there, as Free claims it was a fair ball. That would have scored 2 runs, and Free might have had a triple. But nonetheless, Free's going to have to come back to the plate now with a 2-2 count. So the Generals dodge a bullet by what could have been just inches on that foul ball. Count now at 2-2. Runners remain at second and third. 2-2 pitch on the way is going to be popped up over to the right side, and the Generals could get out of this inning with no runs on the board as Boudreaux's going to make the catch. And we're going to head to the bottom of the third inning. Generals dodge the bullet, but the Marshals still lead 3-1. We'll be right back here in a moment with Victoria Generals Baseball. Victoria, we head to the bottom of the third inning. Reese Johnson, the first batter up for the Generals, as the first pitch from Knowles will miss outside to move the count to 1-0. So Reese Johnson with one hit tonight in his first at-bat of the game, as the 1-0 misses outside to move the count now to 2-0. Once again, first game of the season that Reese Johnson has played in for the Generals. In his first at-bat, he gets a base hit. 1-for-1 tonight in the 2-0 pitch. Check swing will be in there for strike one. Count now sits at 2-1 as a big swing and a miss by Johnson moves the count now even to 2-2. Marshals lead the Generals here at Riverside Stadium 3-1 as the 2-2 to Johnson will be fouled to the left side for the Victoria Generals. 2-2 pitch coming on the way to Johnson, as once again another foul off to the left side. Tanner Knowles tonight for the Texas Marshals. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit given up on 1 earned run, 2 walks and 1 strikeout. 2-2 pitch coming on the way to Johnson. He fouls another one off. 3 pitches in a row, and the count remains at 2-2. 2-2 count coming on the way. Pitch from Knowles. That one misses outside, and now the count is full. Full 3-2 count here to the recently acquired General. 3-2 pitch. That one's going to hit off the helmet. It looks like the helmet tip of Johnson. Looked like it got his visor on his helmet. And Johnson's going to be down to first base, as we're going to have a quick mound visit here between the head coach of the Marshals and Tanner Knowles. We'll be right back here in a moment as Luis Vargas steps up next. So Reese Johnson is on first base. And the next batter up now for the Victoria Generals is going to be the left fielder Luis Vargas. So Vargas steps in And the first pitch to Vargas is going to be hit over to the left side. This one's going to go back, clear to the wall, and it's just going to hit off the middle of the wall. Vargas coming just feet away from a 2-run home run. Vargas heading down to third base, and Vargas is going to be in with a triple, scoring a run. And the Generals cut into this Marshals lead, and it's now 3-2. Luis Vargas hits the triple, scores Johnson from first base. And the Generals are now cooking something up with a runner on third base. Nobody out, and the center fielder, Michael Williams, will now step in. So a triple for Vargas, and Williams now the batter. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the third. First pitch on the way from Knowles to Williams. Big swing and a miss. And the count moves to 0-1. Michael Williams walked in his first at-bat tonight for the Generals. As the 0-1 pitch coming on the way. That one's going to be popped up foul. Over to the left side to move the count to even 1-1. So Luis Vargas, after that triple, gets the RBI and also has a run scored tonight. Standing on third base. 0-2 count to Michael Williams. As that one's going to be grounded over the right side, Vargas is going to stay put. And Mike Williams will ground out for the first out of the inning. So after Mike Williams grounds out to the first baseman Moore, the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be the center fielder Marshall Skinner. Or excuse me, the catcher Marshall Skinner. Michael Williams playing center field tonight. As the first pitch from Knowles to Skinner is going to be swung on and missed to move the count to 0-1. No hits tonight so far in the game for Marshall Skinner. Dominic Cox, the batter, on deck. Oh-1 count to Skinner. Pitch on the way from Knowles is going to miss down and away to even things up. So once again, the Generals with the runner on third after Luis Vargas hits a triple. Generals score a run here in the bottom of the third, trimming to this lead. As the 1-1 to Skinner is going to be popped up to the outfield. This could be a sac fly. As the center fielder Hollins is going to run under it. Vargas is going to sprint home. And just like that, folks, we are tied 3-3 after the sac fly by Marshall Skinner. So Skinner hits the sac fly, scoring Luis Vargas. And with now 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning, the next batter up for your Victoria Generals is going to be Dominic Cox. So first pitch to Cox. Cox is going to bunt this one, but it's just going to go foul. As Cox was hustling down the line there, trying to beat out any. It's at 1-1 here to Cox after the pitch from Knowles is high and away. 1-1 count. 2-1 pitch is going to be right down the middle, and the count now sits at 2-2. Way to Cox, it's going to be swung on and missed. And just like that, Dominic Cox is going to go down swinging for strike 3. And we're going to head to the bottom of the third, but the Generals add 2 to tie the game up after Luis Vargas hits a triple and Marshall Skinner scores him with a sac fly. We'll be right back in a moment with Victoria Generals Baseball. back here in Victoria. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 3-3 after the Generals scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. First batter up here for the Marshals is going to be Bryce Donovan, as the first pitch from Swick will miss outside for ball 1. So Bryce Donovan, the batter, here for the Marshals, as Donovan is going to let that bat slip out of his hands over towards the fans down the 3rd baseline. We had that happen last night here at Riverside Stadium, as a bat just slips out of the batter's hand. And the count now sits at 1-1 here. Donovan is going to get the bat back, though. But as I mentioned, last night we had the same thing happen. I don't remember for sure who the batter was, but it was for the Marshals. The bat went flying over the protective netting, over down by the 3rd baseline, and went right into the crowd. Luckily, nobody was sitting close to where the bat landed. And that one was a lot closer to fans sitting down there enjoying the game on the 3rd baseline. But everybody is okay, and the count now 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Donovan, swung on and missed by Swick. Or excuse me, by Donovan, pitch from Swick. And the count now 1-2. One-two pitch coming on the way, off speed pitch is going to miss inside, and the count now even at 2. So a 2-2 count here to Bryce Donovan. 1 strikeout tonight for the Marshals, as that one's going to miss inside, and the count now at 3-2. Joaquin Ballesteros, the batter, on deck. Full 3-2. Pitch coming on the way from Swick is going to be hit over to the left side. Gets past the glove of Reese Johnson at short. And that's going to be a base hit for Bryce Donovan. So Bryce Donovan is on with the base hit, and the next batter up now for the Marshals will be Joaquin Ballesteros. So the Marshals runner on first, nobody out. Ballesteros steps in. First pitch on the way from Swick is going to be hit over to the left side. The left fielder Vargas is going to have to make a run. He can't make the scoop, and that's going to be a base hit for Johnson, and the runner is going to advance to 3rd. Ballesteros is going to get the double. And the runner, Bryce Donovan, will move down to 3rd base, and the Marshals now cooking with runners on 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. So now the next batter up for the Marshals will be Cameron Keller, as the Marshals have runners on 2nd and 3rd now with nobody out. First pitch coming on the way from Swick. That one's going to be right down the middle for strike. Strike 1. Marshals with runners in scoring position, 2nd and 3rd base. Nobody out, 0-1 count. Oh, 0-1 pitch, off speed, misses down and away, moving the count to even 1-1. No hits tonight so far in the game for Cameron Keller. Jacob Raines, the batter, on deck. 1-1 pitch from Swick will be fouled off over to the right side to move the count to 1-2. One-two count here to Cameron Keller. Runners on second and third, nobody out. One-two pitch on the way is going to be swung on and missed, and that's going to be a strike three as Cameron Keller goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. So Jacob Raines will now step in for the Marshals, still with runners on second and third. First pitch coming on the way from Swick. That's going to be fouled back into the netting to move the count to 1-2, or excuse me, to 0-1. No hits tonight in the game so far for Jacob Raines. And we'll go back to the top of the order, and the on-deck circle is Cameron Dobbs. Generals looking to win their fourth straight game. But are in a tight spot right now as the Marshals with runners in scoring position and only one out in the inning. 0-1 pitch on the way from Swick, off speed, will miss outside, and things will even back up. Generals begin a two-game series tomorrow here at Riverside Stadium as the Acadiana Cane Cutters will come to town. Game 2 against the Marshals as a throw over to third base. Just trying to keep the runner honest. One count to Jacob Raines. One pitch is going to be fouled back once again, and the count now moves to 1-2. Six hits tonight in the game for the Marshals, only 2 for the Generals. Each team with an error connected to their name. 1-2 count to Raines. Runners on second and third, one out in the inning. Pitch on the way to Raines. That one's going to be in there for strike 3, and that's going to be another strikeout for Matthew Swick. And that will be the second out of the inning, as it's another strikeout for Matthew Swick, his 4th of the game. So we go back to the top of the order for the Marshals. Cameron Dobbs will step in now with 2 outs. Runners remaining on second and third base. First pitch on the way from Swick, off speed, misses outside. Count quickly moves to 1-0. No hits tonight so far in the game for Cameron Dobbs. Nathan Patton, a batter in the on-deck circle. One-0 pitch coming on the way from Swick, will miss down in the dirt to move the count to 2-0. Quick mound visit here by head coach Michael Oros to go out and talk to Matthew Swick. So once again, the Generals currently on a 3-game winning streak, dating all the way back to a 2-game series with the Cane Cutters in Acadiana, sweeping them. And then last night, taking game 1 of a 2-game series over the Marshals. And extra innings last night. 3-game winning streak heading into this one. In a tight spot here right now. Looking to get out of it with no runs on the board here in the top of the 4th. Runners remain on second and third, 2-0 count here to Cameron Dobbs. 2-0 pitch to Dobbs. That one's going to be in there. And the count now at 2-1. Two-one count to Cameron Dobbs. Pitch on the way to Dobbs. That was going to be in there for strike 2, and the count now even. Count sits even at 2-2 here to Cameron Dobbs. Swick 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. 2-2 pitch from Swick, misses inside, and the count now 3-2. Once again, the batter on deck, Nathan Patton. Full count here to Cameron Dobbs. Swick gets the signs from Skinner. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be fouled back. And Cameron Dobbs remains alive. Once again, 6 hits tonight in the game for the Marshals, only 2 for the Generals. As the 3-3 count, pitch on the way. That one's going to be lined up the middle to the center fielder, Williams. He's going to make the catch down by his knees. And the Generals are going to get out of the inning after the Marshals had runners on second and third and nobody out. So we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Generals and Marshals all knotted up at 3. We'll be right back with Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up at 3. First batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be the right fielder Evans, as the first pitch to Evans on a bunt attempt will miss outside for ball 1. So Evans looking like he wants to bunt here early in the bottom of the 4th. Tanner Knowles remains on the mound for the Marshals, as this one's going to be belted to left field, going back to the wall, and it's going to be caught at the left field wall. All the way back to the warning track is Jared Free, and Free was up against the wall making that catch. Chase Evans, very close to a home run, but the catch is made, and now there's 1 out in the inning. So Kyle Boudreau now will step in for the Generals after Evans comes close to a home run, as Boudreau is going to lay the bunt down, and it's going to be a successful bunt as Kyle Boudreau will hustle down to first base. So Boudreau hustles down to first and is going to be on with a base hit. And the next batter up now for the Victoria Generals is going to be the first baseman, Giancarlo Servin. So Servin steps in. Boudreau on first base, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Generals very close on that Chase Evans hit to taking the lead. Free had to go all the way back to the left field wall to make the catch. First pitch on the way is going to be grounded to the shortstop Dobbs. This could be two. Throw over to first is going to be in time. Nice scoop over there by Xavier Moore. And Servin is going to ground into the double play, and just like that, back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the fifth inning. Generals and Marshals all tied up at 3. First batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Nathan Patton. Matthew Swick remains on the mound for the Generals as the first pitch from Swick will miss inside for ball 1. Nathan Patton tonight, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 run scored. As we're going to have a quick time here by the home plate umpire as he's going to call over head coach Michael Oros to say a couple words. So the stats tonight for the Generals starting pitcher Matthew Swick: 4 innings pitched, 6 hits given up, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts for the right-handed pitcher from Blinn Community College. 1-0 count here to Nathan Patton. Xavier Moore, the batter, on deck. As the 1-0 pitch is going to miss inside, and they're going to say you got Patton on the jersey. And that's going to be a hit batter, and Nathan Patton will be down to first. So Nathan Patton hit by the pitch, and the next batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Xavier Moore. Runner on first base, nobody out. First pitch on the way to Moore will miss down and away for ball 1. So Xavier Moore last night had a solo home run, which tied the game up for the Marshals. And then tonight with 2 hits and 1 run scored, continuing that hot hitting streak as the 1-0 pitch to Moore will miss down and away, moving the count out at 2-0. Runner on first, nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Xavier Moore at the plate. Throw over to first and a pickoff attempt will not be successful. So a 2-0 count to Xavier Moore. Jordan Hollins, the batter, on deck. 2-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to be fouled back to move the count to 2-1. Other action tonight around the TCL, the Texarkana Twins are on the road to take on the Brazos Valley Bombers. Top of the 6th inning. They're in Bryan, Texas. Bombers lead the Twins 2-0. So a 2-1 count to Moore will miss outside. And just like that, the count now at 3-1. Three-one count to Xavier Moore. Pitch on the way from Swick. Big swing, a miss by Moore, is going to be foul tipped. Back into the glove of Skinner to move the count now to 3-2. Full 3-2 count. Here to Xavier Moore. Pitch on the way from Swick. There goes the runner. Moore is going to pop this one up way over to the left side. Vargas is going to run under it, but it's going to be foul. Out of play. Moore got about every piece of that ball, but just hooked it to the left of that foul pole. And Xavier Moore might have had a home run there if that one was going to be fair. 3-2 count still here to Moore. Once again, 2 hits tonight and 1 run scored for Moore. As the full pitch on the way, Moore pop this one up over to the left side. And the third baseman, Jones, is going to lose it, but it's going to go foul. And the count remains 3-2. Once again, Jordan Hollins, the batter, on deck for the Marshals. Three-two count. Three-two pitch on the way. Runner's going to take off. This one's going to be popped up over to the left side. But Vargas, the left fielder, is going to run under it for out number 1. So Moore makes good contact with the ball there, but is going to fly out to left field. And the next batter up now for the Marshals is going to be the center fielder, Jordan Hollins. So Hollins had the 3-run home run in the top of the first inning, which gave the Marshals a 3-0 lead. Looking to continue that hot hitting night as he has a runner on first base, 1 out. As the first pitch will miss outside for ball 1. Count sits at 1-0. Here to Jordan Hollins. Batter on deck for the Marshals will be Jared Free. One-zero pitch coming on the way to Hollins. That one's going to get caught past the catcher, Skinner. And the runner will be down to second base with the stolen bag. And the count will move to 2-0 here to Hollins. So the runner moves to second base on the bad throw. And 2-0 count to Hollins. Generals with pitchers warming up in the pen. 2-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to miss down and away for ball 3. And the count now quickly to 3-0. Counts quickly at 3-0 here to Jordan Hollins. Pitch on the way from Swick. That one will miss down and away. And it's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Jordan Hollins. And he'll be down to first base. We're going to have a mound visit here between head coach Michael Oros and Matthew Swick. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. Next batter up here for the Marshals will be Jared Free with runners on first and second. Only 1 out in the inning. So back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 5th inning. 2 players have now been thrown, as Pedro Garcia has just been thrown out of the game. Head coach Michael Oros takes the balls from the dugout and launches them into the field. Pedro Garcia comes flying out of the dugout, almost about ready to attack the home plate umpire. And once again, head coach Michael Oros has just been thrown out of the game, and Pedro Garcia has been thrown out of the game, and Garcia was not even playing tonight. So a wild turn of events here at Riverside Stadium as all the generals come out to grab the balls that Oros threw out on the field. Honestly, folks, I'm not too sure what Oros was angry about, but something ticked him off. And after all of that, the Marshals will have runners on first and second, and Jared Free will be the batter. An absolutely wild turn of events here at Riverside Stadium. I would have to go back and look at what happened there, because Michael Oros was jawing with the home plate umpire during that whole mound visit. And he is thrown out, and Pedro Garcia is thrown out. So the first pitch coming here to Jared Free after all of that. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch on the way to Free will be swung on and missed for strike 1. The intensity has picked up here now at Riverside Stadium, as all the fans are hyped up after head coach Michael Oros put on a show. 0-1 count here to Free. Pitch on the way from Swick will miss down and away to even the count up at 1-1. One count here to Jared Free. Pitch on the way. Free's going to send this one over to the right side, but it's going to go foul. And the count now moving to 1-2. So like I said, folks, the intensity has picked up tremendously here at Riverside Stadium after all of that just occurred a moment ago. 1-2 count to Free. Pitch on the way is going to miss down and away in the dirt, moving the count now to 2-2. 2-2 count. Pitch on the way from Swick. Check swing. And they're going to say that Free did not go on the check swing, and the count now 3-2. And the fans letting the umpires know that they think that was a bad call. And the count now full at 3-2. Runners remain on first and second base with 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th inning, as the 3-2 pitch from Swick will miss down and away for ball 4. And the bases will now be loaded with only 1 out in the inning. So the bases are now loaded, 1 out here for the Marshals. And the next batter up for the Marshals is going to be Bryce Donovan. Bases are loaded, 1 out. First pitch on the way to Donovan will be fouled off over to the right side for strike 1. Oh, 1 count here to Donovan. 1 hit tonight so far and 1 strikeout for Bryce Donovan, as the 0-1 pitch will miss outside, and the fans once again not liking the call from the home plate umpire. Things have picked up here as a 1-1 pitch on the way from Swick will be swung on and missed by Donovan. The count now at 1-2. 1-2 count now. Here to Bryce Donovan. And the pitch is on the way. That's going to be swung on and missed, and another strikeout for Matthew Swick. His 5th of the game. And now 2 outs with the bases loaded. So Joaquin Ballesteros will now step in for the Marshals. Bases are loaded and only 2 outs. First pitch on the way from Swick to Ballesteros will be fouled back for strike 1. So Ballesteros, 1 hit so far tonight in the game for the Marshals. Bases are loaded, 0-1 count. Pitch on the way from Swick. That one's going to be flown over to the left side, and Reese Johnson, the shortstop, will run under it. And the Marshals are going to leave the bases loaded. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning. So after that wild top of the 5th inning that saw Pedro Garcia and Michael Oros thrown out, we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Generals and Marshals all tied up 3-3. We'll be right back right in a moment here with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Generals and Marshals all tied up 3-3. First batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Anthony Jones, as the first pitch to Jones will miss outside for ball 1. So Anthony Jones looking to possibly bunt here with a 1-0 count. Pitch on the way. This one's going to be lined up the middle. High fly ball out to center field. It's going to get over the head of the center fielder, and Jones is going to be hustling down to third base. Jones could be stopped at third, and it's going to be a triple for Anthony Jones. So Anthony Jones hits the triple, and the Generals looking good here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And we're going to have a quick mound visit, trying to get something figured out. Back to the top of the order we go for the Generals. Reese Johnson will now step in for the Generals after the Anthony Jones triple. So once again, Anthony Jones hits the triple. Reese Johnson, the batter, as the first pitch to Johnson will miss inside for ball 1. Hunter Knowles still the pitcher in for the Marshals, as the 1-0 to Knowles or from Knowles to Johnson will be fouled back to even things up at 1. One count here to Johnson. Pitch on the way. That's going to get off the glove of the catcher, and Jones is going to come home for a run. And the Generals are going to take a 4-3 lead over the Marshals after the bad pitch. So Jones hits the clutch triple and then comes home on the wild pitch. And the Generals now lead the Marshals 4-3. Reese Johnson tonight, 1 hit and 1 run scored for the Generals. First game in a Generals uniform, as that one's going to be lined up the middle, and it's going to get over the head of the shortstop, Cameron Dobbs, and it's going to be another base hit for Reese Johnson. So Reese Johnson gets his second base hit of the night. And the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be the left fielder, Luis Vargas. So Luis Vargas now steps in after Reese Johnson gets the base hit. First pitch coming on the way from Knowles to Vargas will be fouled off to the right. And the count now to 0-1. Generals regain the lead, and it's now 4-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. 0-1 pitch coming on the way. That one misses inside. And the count now 1-1. 1-1 count to Luis Vargas. As that one will be popped up over the right side. Johnson having to run back to the bag, but it's going to get off the glove of Moore, and it's going to be thrown to second base, and unfortunately Reese Johnson will be thrown out at second on an unfortunate play as Johnson headed halfway down to second base but started going back to first as it looked like Moore could make the catch, but Moore lost it in the lights. But Johnson having to run all the way back to second did not get there in time. Now there will be 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Center fielder Michael Williams now steps in with Luis Vargas on first. First pitch to Williams will be in there for strike 1, and the count sits at 0-1. Quick time here as Knowles has a quick mound visit. So just in case the fans missed it out there, top of the 5th inning, we saw 2 ejections. Head coach Michael Oros thrown out of the game, and pitcher Pedro Garcia thrown out of the game as the pitch to Williams will miss inside, and the count even at 1-1. Oros being thrown out by taking the balls in the dugout and launching them onto the field after a quick argument with the home plate umpire, and then Pedro Garcia comes flying out of the dugout to defend his head coach as the pickoff attempt not successful by Knowles. And the intensity has picked up here on the free ticket night at Riverside Stadium. One count to Michael Williams. Luis Vargas, the runner, on first. Generals lead 4-3. As Vargas is going to take off for second, but Williams is going to foul it off to move the count now to 1-2. One-two count to Mike Williams. No hits tonight in the game for Williams. 1-2 pitch is going to be hit up the middle, but the center fielder Hollins is going to run under this one for the second out of the inning. So after the fly out to center by Michael Williams, the next batter up now for the Victoria Generals, 2 out in the bottom of the 5th, is going to be Marshall Skinner. So Skinner steps in, 1 RBI tonight on the sac fly for Marshall Skinner in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And the first pitch on the way to Skinner will miss down and away for ball 1. One 0 count to Skinner. Pitch from Knowles. It's going to be swung on and missed by Skinner to even the count. Dominic Cox, the batter, on deck for the Generals. Luis Vargas, the runner, on first. Pickoff play over at first base, and Luis Vargas is going to get in a pickle and is going to be tagged for out number 3. So Knowles catch Vargas sleeping over at first, gets him in a pickle for out 3, and we're going to head to the 6th. Generals regain the lead after the Anthony Jones triple and run scored, and the game now at 4-3. We'll be right back shortly with Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 6th inning. Generals leading the Marshals 4-3. New pitcher in for the Victoria Generals is going to be Hagen Hartman. So once again, that's Hagen Hartman now on the mound for the Generals, as the first pitch will be fouled off for strike 1. So an 0-1 count here As a pitch from Hartman on the way. That one's going to miss inside, and they're going to say that it hit the jersey of Keller. Cameron Keller will be hit by the pitch by Hagen Hartman, and he'll be down to first base. So after being hit by the pitch, Jacob Raines now the batter up for the Marshals. First pitch coming on the way. Will miss outside for ball one. So Cameron Keller is hit by the pitch, is now on first base. Jacob Raines, 1-0 count. Hagen Hartman the pitcher. As the 1-0 pitch will be fouled back for strike one. Final stats tonight for the starting pitcher, Matthew Swick. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits given up, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts for Matthew Swick. 1-1 count here to Jacob Rain, as that one will miss inside to move the count to 2-1. Two-one count to Jacob Rains, runner on first. Nobody out in the inning, as that one from Hartman will miss outside, and the count now sits at 3-1. Three-one count to Rains. Pitch on the way from Hartman. That's going to be swung on and missed, and it was actually fouled back. So now make the count 3-2. Three-two count here to Rains. Pitch on the way from Hartman. That one's going to be fouled off, and Jacob Rains staying alive. Once again, another update around the TCL. Brazos Valley Bombers leading the Texarkana Twins 5-0 in the top of the 7th inning. Three-two count to Rains. Hartman's going to throw over to first base in the pickoff attempt. Cameron Dobbs is the batter on deck for the Marshals. Hitting in the leadoff spot for the Marshals tonight. 3-2 pitch on the way. That's going to miss outside. And it's going to be ball 4, and that's going to be a walk. And now runners will be on first and second with nobody out. So back to the top of the order we go for the Marshals. Cameron Dobbs, the shortstop, will now step in for the Generals. Generals holding on to a 4-3 lead here at Riverside Stadium tonight. Runners on first and second, nobody out for Dobbs. As the first pitch on the way is going to be lined up the middle, and this could be a run. They're going to hold the runner at third, so that will not be a run score, but it's going to be a base hit for Cameron Dobbs, his first of the night. And the Marshals once again have the bases loaded with nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. So the bases are loaded after the Dobbs base hit. With nobody out, Nathan Patton. Nathan Patton will step in for the Marshals. Nobody out and the bases loaded. And Nathan Patton, who already tonight has a hit and a run scored, steps up to the plate on Hagen Hartman. As the first pitch from Hartman misses inside for ball 1. Xavier Moore, the batter, on deck for the Marshals as Marshall Skinner goes out and quickly talks to Hagen Hartman. 7 hits tonight in the ball game for the Generals, 6 for the Marshals. One error each for both teams has been a pretty even matchup. But the Marshals have stranded runners on second and third one inning. And then the next inning they stranded runners all around the bags. And again have the bases loaded, as that one's going to be in there, missing a way to move the count to 2-0. 2-0 count here to Patton, as this one's going to be popped up over to the right side to Chase Evans. This could be a sac fly. Evans is actually going to throw home. And a nice heads-up play there by Chase Evans, launching that ball. And the run will not tag up and remains at third base, and there will be one out in the inning. So the next batter up now for the Marshals, bases loaded, is going to be the first baseman, Xavier Moore. And Xavier Moore already tonight with 2 hits in the game and 1 run scored. So maybe not the guy you want to see at the plate if you're a Generals fan. So the first pitch coming on the way to Moore from Hartman. That one's going to be swung, and that's going to be a base hit. And just like that, the Marshals are going to get 2 runs across the plate. And Xavier Moore with his 3rd hit tonight, and add 2 RBIs to that. And the Marshals regain the lead 5-4 here at Riverside Stadium. So Xavier Moore continues the hot night hitting. And we're going to have a mound visit here to Hagen Hartman after Xavier Moore hits the double and scores 2. We'll be right back here in a moment after the mound visit. Marshals regain the lead 5-4. Top of the 6th inning, Jordan Hollins will be the batter up for the Marshals. Runners on second and third base. Hartman remains on the mound as the first pitch is going to hit Hollins right in the back. And Jordan Hollins is going to be down to first base, and the bases once again are loaded up. So 1 pitch, 1 hit by a pitch. And it looks like we could be seeing another mound visit here. And we'll be right back once again after the mound visit. So Hollins is hit by the pitch. Bases are loaded up. And we'll be right back in a moment after the mound visit, as it looks like Hartman is done for the night. Top of the 6th inning here at Riverside Stadium. New pitcher in for the Generals is going to be A.J. Irvin. And Jared Free will be the batter up for the Marshals. Bases are loaded and only one out in the top of the 6th. So the first pitch coming on the way from Irvin will be fouled off for strike one. No hits tonight in the game for Jared Free, and has a strikeout and a walk to his name. Bases loaded, one out. Here in the top of the 6th, the Marshals have regained the lead. 0-1 pitch coming on the way from Irvin. That one's going to be swung on and missed to move the count now to 0-2. Count sits at 0-2. Here to Jared Free. 0-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be lined up the middle, and that's going to be another base hit. And the Marshals are going to get another run across the plate on the RBI single by Jared Free. And the Marshals now lead 6-4. So Bryce Donovan will now step in for the Marshals after the RBI single by Jared Free. And the Marshals extend their lead to 6-4. Their third run of the inning here in the top of the 6th. First pitch coming on the way to Donovan is going to be bouncing down and away for ball one. One hit tonight in the game for Bryce Donovan, 2 strikeouts as well. Bases remain loaded, one out. 1-0 pitch, off speed will be in there for strike one. And the count even at 1. One pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss, and the count now 1-2 on the foul tip by Donovan. One, 2 count to Donovan. Pitch on the way from Irvin. Swing and a miss, and strike 3. And Bryce Donovan's going to go down swinging. The first strikeout of the game for A.J. Irvin. So after the strikeout by Donovan, Joaquim Ballesteros will next be the batter up for the Marshals. As the first pitch to Ballesteros will be fouled back for strike one. So Ballesteros tonight currently sits at 1 for 3 with a hit. 0-1 count. Oh, 0-1 pitch on the way from Irvin. That one will be fouled back once again in the count now 0-2. Oh, 2 count to Ballesteros. Marshals lead 6-4 here at Riverside Stadium. And it's going to be in foul territory. Marshals have added 3 runs here in the top of the 6th inning. And look to add more with just a simple base hit. As Joaquim Ballesteros is the batter. 0-2 pitch on the way. It was going to miss inside. Fans here thought it was strike 3, but the count out 1-2. One, 2 count to Ballesteros. Pitch on the way. That's going to be right to the shortstop, Reese Johnson. But the Marshals are going to add 3 runs in the top of the 6th to regain the lead 6-4. We'll be right back here in a moment with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Marshals holding a 6-4 lead over the Generals. First batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be the catcher Marshall Skinner. As the first pitch to Skinner from Knowles will be inside for ball 1. Count now sits at 1-0 here to Skinner. As the 1-0 pitch misses down and away to move the count now to 2-0. 1 RBI tonight in the game for Marshall Skinner after a sac fly as the 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Two-one pitch coming on the way to Skinner. That one's going to be popped up to center field. Holland's having to run deep for that one. He's not going to get there. It's going to be back to the warning track. And Skinner is going to be around. He's heading for 3. And Marshall Skinner is going to slide into third base with a triple. So Marshall Skinner turning on the burners and getting all the way down to third base on the triple. And the next batter up after the Skinner triple is going to be Dominic Cox. So Dominic Cox steps in as the first pitch will be high and away missing for ball 1. One 0 count. Pitch on the way, misses outside, moving the count to 2-0. 2-0 pitch will be in there for strike 1. Fans thinking that one was a little outside, but nonetheless the count now at 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Cox is going to foul this one off to move the count now to 2-2. Two pitch on the way. Off speed will be in there for ball 3. as Knowles thought that was strike 3 on Dominic Cox, shaking his head in disbelief, but the count now full at 3-2. 3-2 pitch from Knowles is going to miss outside, and that's going to be another walk for Dominic Cox tonight, and he'll be down to first base. So the next batter up now for the Victoria Generals is going to be the right fielder Chase Evans, with runners on first and third base. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth. First pitch on the way to Evans is going to be popped up over to the right side, and it's going to be over towards the net. And Xavier Moore almost making a nice catch up against that wall, but cannot make the catch, and the count now sits 0-1 here to Evans. So you got to credit the hustle there to Moore trying to get that ball, as it looked like from here it was going to definitely go foul, but Moore following it all the way. And the count now 0-1 to Chase Evans. 0-1 pitch from Knowles will be in there to move the count now to 0-2. No hits tonight in the game so far for Chase Evans. (0-2) pitch coming on the way. Quick time here by Knowles. Once again, throw over to first. And trying to keep Dominic Cox over there as Cox trying to get a big lead. (0-2) pitch on the way. There goes Cox to second. Evans is going to pop this one up and foul it back. So Dominic Cox having to go back to first. Marshals lead the Generals 6-4 here at Riverside Stadium, after scoring 3 runs in the top of the 6th inning. As the 0-2 will be fouled back once again by Chase Evans, as Kyle Boudreau waits in the on-deck circle. Score from Brazos Valley and Texarkana. The Bombers lead the Twins 5-2 in the top of the 8th inning. As that pitch is going to get outside on the bad throw by Knowles, and Marshall Skinner's going to come home for the run. And the Generals continue to chip back into that Marshals lead, and the game now sits at 6-5. (1-2) count now to Chase Evans, runner on second base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As the pitch on the way from Knowles will miss outside to even the count back up at 2-2. Count now sits at 2-2. Pitch on the way from Evans is going to be hit over to the right side. That's going to be a base hit. Dominic Cox is going to be sent home. And just like that, the Generals have tied the game up here in the bottom of the 6th inning on the Chase Evans RBI single. And we're going to have a mound visit here between Hunter Knowles and the head coach of the Marshals. And we'll be right back here shortly as Chase Evans ties the game up here in Victoria with the RBI single. Back here in Victoria, remaining in the bottom of the 6th inning, Generals have tied the game up 6-6. New pitcher in the game for the Marshals is going to be Akers. So Akers comes in for relief, and Kyle Boudreau the batter, as the first pitch will miss inside for ball 1. So once again, the pitcher now is Joey Akers. 1-0 count here to Boudreau. Evans the runner on first, as that one will miss outside, and the count now 2-0. The Generals have tied the game up here, scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Two-0 count to Boudreau, and that one's going to be sent into the gap, and that's going to be a base hit for Kyle Boudreau. And Evans is going to hustle all the way around to third base. And just like that, the Generals, with runners on first and third, nobody out. So the base hit by Kyle Boudreau means that there will be runners now on first and third. Nobody out here for the first baseman, Giancarlo Servin. Servin hitting the game winner last night, looking to give the Generals the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Anthony Jones, the batter, on deck. First pitch on the way from Akers to Servin is going to be dug out of the dirt for ball 1. Count now sits at 1-0 here to Servin. No hits tonight in the game so far for Servin. Boudreau on first, Evans on third. 1-0 pitch on the way, will be high and away, missing, to move the count now to 2-0. Two-0 count. Pitch on the way to Servin. That's going to be over the head of the shortstop, and that's going to be an RBI single for Giancarlo Servin. And just like that, the Generals now with a 7-6 lead over the Marshals. Clutch set of hitting here by the Generals in the bottom of the 6th, and they regain the lead 7-6. And the next batter up here with nobody out, runners on first and second, is going to be the third baseman, Anthony Jones. So Jones steps in. Runners on first and second, nobody out. First pitch on the way to Jones. Off speed will be in there for strike 1. In the on-deck circle, back to the top of the order, Reese Johnson. As Anthony Jones with an 0-1 count. 1 hit, 1 run scored, and 1 strikeout tonight for Jones. As a big swing and a miss, foul tipped back for strike 2. Oh-2 count to Anthony Jones. Oh-2 pitch on the way from Akers. That's going to get off the glove of the catcher. And Boudreau is going to be down to third with the stolen base. And the count now sits at 1-2. So Boudreau moves down to third. And now Servin the runner on first, Boudreau on third. 1-2 count to Jones. 1-2 pitch coming on the way. There goes the runner serving to second. No throw down. And it's going to be a stolen bag for Giancarlo Servin. And the count now even at 2-2 here to Anthony Jones. Two-two count to Jones. Once again, Johnson waiting in the on-deck circle as that one misses high and away, and the count now sits at 3-2. Three-two count. Jones had the count at 0-2 at one point. And the 3-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be swung on and missed by Anthony Jones. And they're actually going to say that he tipped that one for a foul ball. So Anthony Jones just barely remaining alive here against Akers. Full 3-2 count. Pitch on the way to Jones is going to miss high and away for ball 4. And just like that, the Generals are going to have the bases loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Another quick mound visit here for the Marshals. And we're going to step aside for just a moment. Once again, bases are loaded, nobody out, and Reese Johnson will be the next batter up. So back here in Victoria, bottom of the 6th inning. Bases are loaded, nobody out here for Reese Johnson. And the new pitcher in for the Texas Marshals is going to be Anthony Chavez. So Chavez steps in with the Generals and the bases loaded. As the first pitch to Johnson from Chavez will miss high and away for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Reese Johnson, first game as a General. 1-0 pitch from Chavez misses outside, and the count now 2-0. Reese Johnson in his first game as a General, 2 hits tonight and 1 run scored. Bases loaded, nobody out, 2-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to be grounded over to Moore. He's going to step on the bag, throw home. What an athletic play there over on first by Xavier Moore. Absolutely athletic play there by Moore, continuing to have a fantastic night for the Marshals. Makes the nice grab, steps on the first baseline, and then throws home for the double play. And they're going to talk it over on first. They're actually going to say that Reese Johnson was safe over at first. And they're going to say that Moore apparently did not touch the bag. It looked like Moore did touch the bag, though. He threw home for the second out. But they're going to say Johnson is safe at first. But the run is out at home plate. And the bases will remain loaded now with only 1 out in the inning. So the next batter up now for the Generals is going to be Luis Vargas. As the first pitch on the way from Chavez to Vargas will miss high and away for ball 1. So what could have been a double play only turned out to be 1 out at the plate. And Vargas steps in now with a 1-0 count. And Vargas is going to ground this one up the middle to Chavez. Throw home, close play at the plate. They're going to just get the runner at the plate as Servin cannot get there in time. And now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. So a heads-up play there by Anthony Chavez, throwing home to get the runner. And with the bases loaded, 2 outs, the center fielder Michael Williams is going to step in now for the Generals. So Williams steps in, no hits tonight in the game for Williams as the first pitch from Chavez misses outside for ball 1. Bases remain loaded. Here in the bottom of the 6th, the Generals have regained the lead after scoring 3. As the pitch on the way from Chavez to Williams misses inside to move the count now to 2-0. Marshall Skinner, the batter, on deck. Two-0 pitch coming on the way from Chavez to Williams will be fouled off to the left side for strike 1. So once again, Michael Williams, no hits tonight in the game with 1 walk. Looking to get a base hit or more here with the bases loaded. 2-1 count to Williams. Williams going to swing and miss at that one. They're going to say he foul-tipped it into the glove of the catcher, and the count now 2-2. Two-two pitch coming on the way from Chavez to Williams. That one's going to be grounded up the middle to the shortstop, Dobbs. Throw over to second for the 3rd out of the inning. And it looks like the Generals are going to load the bases and leave them loaded up. But the Generals regain the lead here in the bottom of the 6th, and we head to the 7th. Generals lead 7-6 over the Marshals. We'll be right back here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 7th inning. Generals holding a 7-6 lead over the Marshals. A.J. Irvin remains on the mound for the Generals. And the first pitch of the inning from Irvin will be swung on and missed for strike one. So an 0-1 count. Here from Irvin to Keller. As the pitch from Irvin misses inside and the count evens up at 1. One count here to Cameron Keller. 1 run scored and 1 strikeout tonight for Keller. 1-1 pitch on the way from Irvin. That one will miss inside and the count now sits at 2-1. Two-one count to Keller. Pitch on the way, that's going to be swung on and missed, and the count now evens up at 2. Bottom of the 9th inning between the Brazos Valley Bombers and the Texarkana Twins. Bombers lead the Twins 5-2. Two count. Pitch on the way from Irvin is going to be in there for strike 3, and that's going to be a strikeout for A.J. Irvin on Cameron Keller for out number 1. So Keller's going to go down looking for out 1. And the next batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Raines. As the first pitch to Jacob Raines will be outside for ball 1. Second strikeout of the game for A.J. Irvin. 1-0 count. Pitch on the way to Raines. That's going to be fouled back to even things up at 1. No hits tonight in the game so far for Jacob Raines. 1 run scored, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Cameron Dobbs in the on-deck circle. 1-1 count here to the lefty Raines. Pitch from Irvin swung on and missed for strike 2. And the count now sits at 1-2. One-two count here to Jacob Raines. Quick time here by Irvin. Pretty even game tonight here at Riverside Stadium. 10 hits for the Generals, 9 for the Marshals. As the 1-2 will miss down and away to move the count to 2-2. Two-two pitch coming on the way from Irvin. That one's going to be swung on and missed by Raines, and a second straight strikeout for A.J. Irvin, his 3rd of the game. So after the strikeout by Raines, we go back to the top of the order for the Marshals as Cameron Dobbs will step in. First pitch coming on the way to Dobbs will be in there for strike 1. Cameron Dobbs tonight, 1 hit and 1 run scored. 1 for 4 tonight for the Marshals. 0-1 pitch coming on the way from Irvin will miss inside to even things up. Nathan Patton, the batter, on deck. The 1-1 pitch to Dobbs is going to be hit over to the right side, and it's going to get down just in front of the right fielder Evans for a base hit for Cameron Dobbs. So Nathan Patton now the batter for the Marshals. Runner on first base, 2 outs. Nathan Patton tonight, 1 run scored, 1 hit, and 1 walk, as he has a runner on first base. First pitch coming on the way from Irvin. This one's going to be popped way up into the night sky, and it looks like the center fielder Michael Williams will run under it for the 3rd out of the inning. So we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Generals hold a 7-6 lead over the Marshals. We'll be right back here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Generals holding a 7-6 lead over the Marshals. First batter up here to start off the bottom half of the 7th is going to be the catcher Marshall Skinner. So Skinner steps in. 7-6 lead. Chavez still on the mound for the Marshals, as the first pitch was going to be grounded over to the shortstop and throw over to first for out number 1. So Skinner's going to ground out, and the next batter up here is going to be the designated hitter Dominic Cox. One out in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the first pitch from Chavez to Cox will be down and away for ball 1. One run scored tonight. 2 walks and a strikeout for Dominic Cox, as he's going to hit this one to left field. It's going to go way back, almost to the warning track, but the left fielder Jared Free is going to run under it for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 outs here now in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the next batter up is going to be the right fielder Chase Evans. So Evans steps in. Nobody on base, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch coming on the way to Chavez. Will miss down for ball one. 1-0 count to Chavez. It's going to be right down the middle in there for strike one. Count now even at 1-1. 1-1 pitch on the way to Evans will be fouled off to move the count now to 1-2. Chase Evans tonight, 1 hit and 1 RBI, and 1 run scored for the Generals. Kyle Boudreau in the on-deck circle. One-two pitch coming on the way from Chavez. That one's going to be hit over to the right side, and the right fielder for the Marshals, Ballesteros, is going to run under that for the third out of the inning. So we'll head to the eighth. Generals hold a 7-6 lead over the Marshals. We'll be right back here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the eighth inning. Generals hold a 7-6 lead over the Marshals. A.J. Irvin remains on the mound for the Victoria Generals, and the first batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Xavier Moore. Moore having a tremendous game tonight. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and 1 run scored for Moore as he leads things off here in the top of the eighth inning. First pitch on the way to Moore, off speed, will be in there for strike one. Count sits at 0-1 here to Xavier Moore. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Quick time here by the home plate umpire before the pitch is thrown. So once again, Xavier Moore tonight, big game. 3 hits tonight, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. And the count sits at 0-1. Another quick time here as Irvin steps off the mound. Oh, 1 count to Moore. That one's going to miss, or excuse me, he's going to be in there for strike 2. Looked a little outside, but now the count sits at 0-2 here to Xavier Moore. 0-2 count here to Moore. Off speed, misses down and away to move the count now to 1-0. Seventh batter of the game that A.J. Irvin has faced tonight. 27 pitches thrown. One-two count. Pitch high and away is going to miss towards the numbers of Moore, and the count now 2-2. Two-two count. Here's to Xavier Moore. Pitch on the way from Irvin to Moore. That's going to be fouled back. And Xavier Moore stays alive to see another pitch. Hollins is the batter on deck for the Marshals. Two-two pitch coming on the way from Irvin, and that one's going to be sent over to the left side. Vargas is going to have to run under that one. Clear back to the wall over the head of Vargas, and that's going to be another hit for Xavier Moore. And Moore continues the hot hitting night, his fourth hit of the ball game. And Xavier Moore is going to be down to second on the double. And there'll be no outs here in the top of the eighth inning. So Xavier Moore, fourth hit of the game, 4 for 5 tonight. And the next batter up now for the Marshals is going to be Jordan Hollins. As the first pitch from Irvin will miss inside for ball one. So Hollins had the 3-run home run in the top of the first inning and is now the lead runner at the plate. Currently with a 1-0 count as Xavier Moore is the runner on second. 1-0 pitch from Irvin, swing and a miss by Hollins to even things up at 1. So Ryan Hollins tonight, 1 hit on the 3-run home run in the top of the first, 3 RBIs. Also with a walk tonight. As the 1-1's going to be grounded up the middle to the shortstop. Johnson, throw over to first. Nice scoop over there by Servin. And that will be the first out of the inning, but Moore moves down to third base. So now 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Marshals will have a runner on third base as Jared Free will be the next batter up. That was going to be the final pitch that A.J. Irvin has thrown. And we're going to see a new pitcher in here. We'll be right back here in a moment at Riverside Stadium. So here in the top of the 8th inning, new pitcher in for the Victoria Generals is going to be Chris Fearon. So Chris Fearon, the new pitcher, Jared Free, the batter. Runner on third base, 1 out. Chris Fearon playing his college ball here in the state of Texas at the University of Texas at Austin. Runner on third. First pitch of the game from Fearon is going to be swung on by Free for strike 1. Count now sits at 0-1 here to Jared Free. 0-1 pitch. That's going to be lined up the middle, and Williams is going to get there, but Moore's going to tag up, throw home, and it's going to go way over the head of Skinner. And just like that, the Marshals have tied the game on the sac fly by Jared Free. So Bryce Donovan, the next batter up here for the Marshals after the sac fly by Jared Free. Top of the 8th, 2 outs, nobody on base. First pitch on the way to Donovan is going to be inside. And the count moves to 1-0. So a 1-0 count here to Donovan. Pitch on the way from Fearon will be in there, swing and a miss for strike 1. One hit tonight in the game for Donovan. 3 strikeouts tonight. 1-1 pitch coming on the way from Fearon. Swing and a miss for strike 2. One, 2 count here to Donovan. Pitch on the way from Fearon, swing and a miss for strike 3. And that's going to be a strikeout for Chris Fearon. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 8th. The Marshals score a run and tie the game up 7-7. We'll be right back here shortly. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 7-7. New pitcher in for the Marshals is going to be Eagleton. So Eagleton, the new pitcher for the Marshals. And the first batter up for the Generals is going to be Kyle Boudreaux. First pitch on the way from Eagleton to Boudreaux is going to be swung on and miss for strike one. So the count now sits at 0-1. Here to Boudreaux. Second pitch from Eagleton off speed will be fouled off to move the count now to 0-2. Count here to Kyle Boudreaux. 2 hits tonight for the second baseman. 0-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be fouled back. And Boudreaux remains alive. Giancarlo serving the batter on deck. Back and forth game tonight here at Riverside Stadium. We're currently all tied up 7-7. Marshals with 11 hits, Generals with 10. 0-2 pitch from Eagleton to Boudreaux will miss outside for the first ball. Count now sits at 1-2. 1-2 pitch on the way to Boudreaux is going to be swung on and miss for strike 3, and that's going to be a strikeout for Eggleston. So after the strikeout by Boudreaux, the next batter up is going to be the first baseman, Giancarlo Servin. So Servin steps in with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch from Eggleston is going to be grounded over to the shortstop. Cameron Dobbs throw over to first for out number 2. So after the ground out by Servin, the next batter up now for the Generals with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th is going to be the third baseman, Anthony Jones. So the first pitch coming on the way to Jones is going to be in there for strike 1. Count quickly sits 0-1 here to Anthony Jones. 1 hit, 1 run scored tonight, 1 strikeout and 1 walk, as Jones is going to foul that one off. And the count now quickly at 0-2. Reese Johnson, the batter, on deck. Oh-2 pitch coming on the way to Anthony Jones. He's going to foul that one off. And the count remains at 0-2. Generals will be back in action tomorrow night here at Riverside Stadium, as the Acadiana Cane Cutters will come to town for a 2-game series. Oh-2 pitch coming on the way to Anthony Jones. Off speed's going to be in there for strike 3, and that's going to be a strikeout for Eggleston. And we're going to head to the 9th inning. Generals and Marshals all tied up 7-7. We'll be right back here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 9th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up at 7. First batter up here for the Marshals is going to be Joaquin Ballesteros. As the first pitch from Fearon will be swung on and missed for strike one. 1 for 4 tonight is Joaquin Ballesteros, 1 hit in the game. Top of the 9th inning here at Riverside Stadium. 0-1 pitch to Ballesteros, misses outside, and the count now moves to 1-1. One count, pitch from Fearon will miss outside, and the count now 2-1. 2-1 count. Here to Ballesteros. Keller, the batter, on deck. As that one's going to be in there for strike 2, and the count now even at 2. 2-2 count to Ballesteros. Pitch on the way from Fearon. That's going to be grounded up the middle to the shortstop Johnson, who fumbles the ball, and it's going to be on first base is Ballesteros on the error by Johnson. So after Ballesteros reaches by error, in pinch hitting now for the Marshals will be number 10, Andre Rooch. So runner on first base, nobody out. Andre Rooch in to pinch hit as the first pitch to Rooch will be in there for strike 1. Rooch looking like he wants to bunt here, trying to get on base. Count sits at 0-1. Pitch on the way to Rooch. That one's going to be fouled back into the netting, and the count now 0-2. So once again, Rooch in now to pitch hit. And the count sits at 0-2 to Rooch. Throw over to first in the pickoff attempt. Ball's going to get off the glove of Servin, but roll just a couple inches. Oh, 2 count to Rooch. Pitch is going to be on the way off speed and will miss outside, and the count now 1-2. 1-2 count to Andre Rooch. Rains, the batter, on deck. Rooch fouls another one back. And the count remains 1-2. Once again, Jacob Rains, the batter, on deck for the Marshals. First at bat of the night for Andre Rooch. As the 1-2 is going to be swung on a miss by Rooch for a strikeout. And that's going to be strikeout number 1 tonight for Chris Fearon. So after the strikeout by Rooch, the next batter up here for the Marshals is going to be the second baseman, Jacob Rains. As the first pitch to Rains will miss way outside for ball 1. So Jacob Rains tonight, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and a run scored. One 0 count to Rains. Pitch from Fearon. The runner's going to take off for second, but the pitch is going to be fouled back to even things up at 1. Count is even at 1-1 here to Jacob Rains. Cameron Dobbs, the batter, on deck. One pitch from Fearon. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. And the count now sits at 1-2 here to Jacob Rains. One-two count. Runner on first, 1 out. 1-2 pitch from Fearon. That's going to be a check swing in there for strike 3. And Jacob Rains is going to go down. And the second strikeout in a row for Chris Fearon. Back to the top of the order we go for the Marshals. Cameron Dobbs will step in now. Runner on first as Fearon throws over to first. And the pickoff attempt. First pitch on the way to Dobbs. That's going to be grounded to the second baseman, Boudreaux, who's easily going to throw over. 4 out, number 3. So we'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Marshals and Generals remain tied at 7. We'll be right back here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up at 7. First batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be Reese Johnson, as Will Sheets is the new pitcher in for the Marshals, as the first pitch will be in there for strike 1. 0-1 count here to Reese Johnson, as the pitch from Sheets is going to be in there for strike 2. So once again on the mound right now for the Marshals, Will Sheets. 0-2 pitch coming on the way. Johnson's going to foul that one off the catcher's mask and stays alive in the at-bat. Luis Vargas in the on-deck circle. And the count now 0-2 to Johnson, who already tonight with 2 hits and a run scored. 0-2 pitch on the way from Sheets. That one's bouncing down and away for ball 1. And a quick time here to go out and talk to his pitcher. Generals and Marshals went to extras last night. And we could be seeing the same thing tonight if the Generals cannot get any runs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. One-two count to Reese Johnson. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be hit into center field. But the center fielder Hollins is going to run under it for out number 1. So Hollins runs under it for out 1. And the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be Luis Vargas. So Vargas the batter. First pitch on the way from Sheets to Vargas. Will miss outside for ball 1. One-zero pitch to Vargas will miss outside. And the count now moves to 1-1 as they're going to say Vargas went on the check swing. Vargas clearly upset about the call. He thinks that he did not go on the check swing. And the count now sits to 1-1. One pitch on the way from Sheets will miss outside for ball 2. Count now sits at 2-1 here to Vargas. Michael Williams, the batter, on deck, as the 2-1 pitch is going to be lined over into left field, and that's going to be a base hit for Luis Vargas, his second hit of the night. So after the base hit by Vargas, runner on first base, 1 out. And now the center fielder, Michael Williams, is going to step in for the Generals. So Williams will step in. Vargas, the runner on first. Skinner, the runner, the batter on deck, as Williams' first pitch is going to pop this one up in the infield. And this could be an easy out, and it will be, as Mike Williams pops out for out number 2. So Williams pops out, and the next batter up now for the Generals is going to be Marshall Skinner. So Skinner steps in, already with a hit, an RBI, and a run tonight. Vargas is the runner on first. First pitch on the way to Skinner. That's going to be grounded up the middle, but Dobbs is going to make the ground throw over to second, and we are going to extras once again here at Riverside Stadium as we'll head to the 10th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 7-7. We'll be right back here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 10th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 7-7. First batter up here for the Marshals is going to be Nathan Patton, as the first pitch is going to be in there for strike one. Count sits 0-1 here to Nathan Patton, as the 0-1 is going to be swung on and missed by Patton, and the count now 0-2. Chris Fearon remaining on the mound for the Generals. Oh, 2 count to Patton, as that one misses outside off the glove of Skinner to move the count to 1-2. Nathan Patton tonight, 1 hit, 1 run scored, and 1 walk. As the 1-2 pitch on the way will miss outside, just barely missing to even things back up at 2-2. 2-2 count. Pitch on the way from Fearon is going to be swung on and missed. That pitch was way up there. And Patton is going to go down swinging for another strikeout for Chris Fearon. So the next batter up here for the Marshals is Xavier Moore. And Moore tonight, 4 for 5 for the Marshals with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. So Xavier Moore playing a huge part in this Marshals rally, as the first pitch to Moore will be in there for strike one. Oh, 1 count to Moore. Pitch on the way from Fearon, check swing. They're going to say that Moore did not go, and the count evens back up. One count here to Moore. Pitch on the way off speed will miss down and away. And the count now at 2-1. So after Moore lets go of the bat, the count now remaining the count now moving to 3-2 here to Xavier Moore. 3-2 pitch on the way is going to be hit for another hit. And Xavier Moore just has his 5th hit of the game. And Moore is 5 for 6 tonight. So once again, Xavier Moore with another base hit, and he's 5 for 6. And the Marshals now with a runner on first base, 1 out here for Jordan Hollins. Incredible game tonight for Xavier Moore. And Jordan Hollins, the batter, up now, as the pitch from Fearon will miss high and away, 4-1. 1-0 count to Jordan Hollins. Pitch on the way. There goes Moore to second, but the pitch is going to be fouled off. And the count now at 1-1. So a 1-1 count here to Jordan Hollins. Only hit tonight in the game was the 3-run home run in the top of the first inning. One count. Jared Free, the batter, on deck, as the off speed is going to be in there for strike 2. Count now 1-2 here to Jordan Hollins. One-two pitch on the way, off speed, is just going to miss outside to even things up now to 2-2. Count now 2-2 as Fearon throws over to Moore at first in the pick-off attempt. Once again, Jared Free, the batter, on deck for the Marshals. 2-2 pitch on the way. Off speed's going to be in there for strike 3 and another strikeout for Fearon here in the top of the 10th inning, and that'll be out number 2. So Jared Free, the next batter up here for the Marshals, as Fearon will throw over to first to Moore. Jared Free tonight, 1 hit in the game, 2 RBIs, and also with a strikeout and a walk. Top of the 10th inning here at Riverside Stadium, as the first pitch from Fearon will miss outside, 4-1. Count sits at 1-0. Pitch on the way, high and away, missing, and the count now 2-0 here to Jared Free. Two-0 count to Free. Pitch on the way, that's going to miss outside, and the count now 3-0. 3-0 count to Jared Free. Pitch on the way, a 4-pitch walk for Chris Fearon to Jared Free, and the Marshals now with runners on first and second with 2 outs, and we're going to have a quick mound visit. And we'll be right back after the mound visit, as Bryce Donovan will be the next batter up for the Texas Marshals. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 10th inning. Generals and Marshals all tied up 7-7. Runners on first and second, 2 outs here for the Marshals, and the new pitcher in for the Generals is going to be number 5, Kyle Rogers. And the first batter he'll face is Bryce Donovan. Rough night tonight for Bryce Donovan. 1 hit for Donovan, but 4 strikeouts. And he'll be the first batter that Kyle Rogers faces, as the first pitch to Rogers from Rogers will miss inside for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Donovan, as that one's going to be swung on and missed to even things up at 1-1. Joaquin Ballesteros, the batter, on deck. 1-1 count. Pitch to Donovan. That one's going to be flown foul over to the right side to move the count to 1-2. So last night's game also went into extra innings, and it concluded with a Giancarlo Servin walk-off base hit. And we're in extra innings tonight here against the Marshals, as a 1-2 pitch coming on the way from Rogers is going to be in there for strike 3. And it's going to be another strikeout here for Bryce Donovan, his 5th of the game. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 10th inning. Generals and Marshals all tied up 7-7. We'll be right back in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 10th inning. Generals and Marshals remain tied up 7-7. First batter up here in the bottom of the 10th inning is going to be Dominic Cox. Will Sheets remains on the mound tonight for the Marshals, as the first pitch to Cox is going to miss inside for ball 1. Count now sits at 1-0 here to Dominic Cox, with Chase Evans on deck. 1-0 pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss for Cox. And now the count even at 1. 1-1 pitch coming on the way from Sheets to Cox. That one's going to miss inside, and the count now 2-1. Dominic Cox tonight, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 run scored. As the 2-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed again by Cox, and the count now even at 2. Count now sits even at 2-2. Here to Dominic Cox. Pitch on the way from Sheets. That one's going to be right down the middle for strike 3, and that's going to be a strikeout for Will Sheets on Dominic Cox. So after the strikeout by Dominic Cox, the next batter up is going to be Chase Evans, the right fielder. First pitch coming on the way to Evans from Sheets will miss outside. 4-1. The right fielder Chase Evans tonight, 1 hit, 1 RBI, and 1 run scored. Kyle Boudreau, the batter, on deck. One pitch on the way from Sheets. That one misses inside, and the count now 2-0. Two-0 count here to Chase Evans. Pitch on the way from Sheets. Big swing and a miss by Evans to now move the count to 2-1. Once again, Kyle Boudreau, the batter, on deck. Two-one count to Evans. Pitch from Sheets. Big swing and a miss again, and the count now 2-2. Two count here to Chase Evans. Pitch on the way from Sheets. That's going to be hit up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit for Chase Evans. Second hit of the night for Evans, and the Generals will now have a runner on first with 1 out. So after the base hit by Evans, the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be the second baseman, Kyle Boudreau. Kyle Boudreau tonight, 2 hits in the game, along with 1 strikeout. And a runner on first base with only 1 out in the inning. 12 hits tonight in the game for the Generals and 12 for the Marshals. 2 errors tonight for the Generals and only 1 for the Marshals. It's been a back and forth game all night, and we're all knotted up 7-7. First pitch coming on the way to Boudreau will miss inside, 4-1. So once again, Kyle Boudreau tonight, 2 hits in the game and 1 strikeout. And Giancarlo serving the batter on deck. One 1-0 pitch from Sheets. Misses outside, and the count now 2-0. Two-0 count to Kyle Boudreau. Chase Evans, the runner on first base. Quick time here by the home plate umpire. Count sits at 2-0 to Boudreaux. Runner on first is Chase Evans, 1 out. 2-0 pitch, big swing and a miss by Boudreaux to move the count now to 2-1. 2-1 count here to Boudreaux. Serving the batter on deck. As the 2-1 pitch from Sheets is on the way. There goes Evans to second. Going to be a close play. And they're going to say Evans got in there with the stolen bag. And the count now 2-2 to Boudreaux. But Evans is going to move down to second base with the stolen bag. So Evans is down to second base. And a 2-2 count here to Boudreaux. And if a base hit is hit right, we could see a final. As the 2-2 pitch to Boudreaux will miss outside. And the count now at 3-2. 3-2 count. 3-2 count to Boudreaux. There goes Evans, and Evans is going to get down to third, and Evans is coming home. This could be the game, folks. Close play at the plate, and that's going to be it. And Chase Evans is going to come home for the game-winning run, and the Generals are going to sweep the Marshals and win their 4th straight game as Chase Evans converts on the bad pitch. And that's a final here from Riverside Stadium. Generals take Game 2, 8-7. And win their 4th straight. So once again, Chase Evans converting on the wild pitch, going all the way around to third, and then all the way around to home plate. And the Generals sweep the Marshals, win their 4th straight game, and the Generals will be back in action here tomorrow night at Riverside Stadium as they will take on the Acadiana Cane Cutters. We'll see you tomorrow night here at Riverside Stadium as the Cane Cutters come to town. 7:05 first pitch. And once again, the Generals win here 8-7 as Chase Evans comes home for the game-winning run. First pitch tomorrow night, 7:05 p.m., and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in.